Scary videos that'll keep you up at night. One night, a woman was heard screaming, "Help me, somebody help me," in a car that was speeding down the neighborhood. This was the footage caught on someone's doorbell camera. This woman has not been identified yet, but witnesses say they saw her earlier getting her hair pulled by someone in the car. This woman was hearing weird noises in her house, so she decided to FaceTime and call her friend. That's when a weird figure was seen behind her.
Try like Salvation Army first and see what I can find, you know. I went and bought DK.
Is there somebody in your house with you?
No, why? Why?
These are the chilling last moments of a woman that was unalived by her husband in Brazil. He finally catches her, unalives her, and sadly threw her off the balcony. Her husband passed away 9 years ago, so why did she see him in a recent commercial this month? Lucy Watson was on Facebook this month when she saw a promotion for a local restaurant in her area called Spice Cottage. In the promo, she saw a detailed face of her husband eating with what looks like her stepson that she lost contact with when her husband passed away. When she contacted the restaurant to ask when the video was made, the restaurant said they had just filmed it last week, showing her the new chairs in the video that they ordered a few days before filming. But her husband had passed away in 2014. In the video, he's seen eating his favorite meal, chicken karma, and has the exact same shirt on he has in this photo. A bizarre mystery, indeed. Did you see the secret question I hid in this video? This woman is evil. Viktor Jelinski tried to rob a hair salon in Russia, but when he ran in demanding the money, the woman overpowered him and knocked him half unconscious. That's when one of the women, Olga, tied him up, took off all of his clothes, force-fed him performance medication, and forcefully used him for 3 days. Once released, Victor ran straight to the police, and Victor and the woman was arrested. He got catfished and wanted to take her life. Brian Heil was talking to a swimsuit model online for 2 years, but it turns out that model he thought he was talking to was actually a man in South Africa, catfishing him. Brian was so butthurt when he found out, he decided to find who the real model was. When he discovered it was Tiffany Watkins, he made a plan to take her and her boyfriend's life. His family then discovered his plans and told the police just in time, because they found Brian a few kilometers outside the model's house. He was sentenced to 5 years but was released in 2013 and was last sighted in Fremont, Michigan. Let's talk about skinwalkers. They are said to be powerful witches and medicine men. They can even change their form to any animal they desire, including humans, but they mainly change into deer, wolves, and coyote. You know, dragon fruit ain't that good. The scary part is they say if you see one, they can steal your face and even your last scream for help. You might think this is like a folklore or a tale. People actually believe these are real. The scary part is there's actual videos of people seeing oddly walking humans screaming help in the middle of nowhere. See, they say skinwalkers pretend to be humans in distress, and if they're calling out for help, they're just trying to lure you in.
Ashley.
That's when they take your life and use your voice and your look to catch their next gullible victim. A man's wife wasn't even home, but yet somebody was calling him to come downstairs in his wife's voice. If you want me to go out in the middle of the field, at least shapeshift into like Rihanna or Beyonce. I'm making a mess, but this look good. I'll be there in a minute. 30 seconds flat. Naked. Very naked. Maybe even Lizzo. Let's light this candle. This nurse got caught trying to unalive a newborn. Lucy Letby was a nurse in England in 2015 and 2016. She took the lives of 7 newborns by injecting milk, air, or insulin in their bloodstream. The hospital found out when they were suddenly getting a rise in their mortality rate in their neonatal unit. And doctors started to notice after investigating that all the newborns were under Lucy's care. In one case, she injected air in a twin boy's bloodstream, and he passed away, and then tried doing it to his sister, but she survived. Police eventually searched her home and found confession notes that Lucy wrote to herself, saying things like, "I did it on purpose because I'm not good enough to take care of them." She was charged in 2020, but the trial is still ongoing. Your bed has bugs on it. This is a dust mite, and it lives on your bed. Yes, everybody's bed. Your bed can contain 100,000 to 10 million of them, and they survive by eating your dead skin. Think of them as pet vacuum cleaners. And no, you can't kill all of them, but you can keep them at a low count by vacuuming your bed from time to time. These people were drinking poop from a Jesus statue. In 2012, water began dripping from a Jesus statue in India. People every day from all over would come to drink the water, thinking it would cure their disease and send them to heaven. A man later found out that the source of the water was coming from a clogged toilet from a nearby home. Once he told the people, they did not believe him and started sending him death threats. And the church sentenced him to prison. Let's talk about this dummy who got her mom eaten by a tiger. Also guys, today we're going to be making that burger that you guys keep saying tastes good with pineapple on it. So there's this park in China called the Battling Wildlife. It's like a zoo mixed with a safari. And they have a section in the zoo where you could drive around in your car and actually see the animals, like up close and personal. The only thing is you're supposed to stay in your car. Windows up, it has to be locked. Because they have some wild animals out there like tigers and lions. Answer truthfully, what's better, hot dogs or hamburgers? Comment down below. So this beautiful family decides to go, and they decide to go on a car tour. And out of nowhere, a huge fight breaks out. Mind you, it's a father, a son, a mother, and then her mother, the grandma, in the car. Because of her stank big head attitude, she gets out the car. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Ooh-wee. I wish I had some lettuce, but it still looks fire. Drizzle some teriyaki on that, you know what I'm saying? As soon as she got out the car with her attitude, a Siberian tiger came up behind her, grabbed her, and dragged her away. Now she kicking and screaming. She don't know what to do. That's what you get. Why did you get out the car? Her mother, of course being worried, gets out the car. Why? It's your daughter. You can make another one. She clearly an airhead. We can do this again. You can raise another. Let's taste this right here. Ooh, the bacon, cheddar. What's up, guys? Keep Leave here. I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. So once the mother gets out, the tiger lets go of the daughter and goes straight after the mother. Ate her. She gone. The daughter gets away, has to recover in the hospital because she was mauled really bad. Rest in peace to the mom. But you know what the daughter does as soon as she recovers? The daughter sues the zoo. And she basically wins because they settle out of court for an undisclosed amount of money. This is the dumbest lottery winner ever. His name is Michael Carroll. He was a garbage man. And when he decided to play the lottery, he actually won $10 million. You know what I can do with that money? I'm not gonna lie, the way my DoorDash be looking, I can't be trusted with $10 million either. You would think he would invest all that money, right? But sadly, he didn't. He ended up spending it on the dumbest things, y'all. I'm talking cars, mansions. And it was said that he even spent more than $2,000 a day on booger sugar, if you know what I mean. A lot of y'all keep telling me to change my pan because it can poison me. I'm only here for a good time, not a long time. But I do appreciate y'all caring about me. Woo! I just know this is about to be so good, bruh. Flip it over. Woo-wee. Before we continue, I got a question for you, and you cannot lie to me. If someone offered you $1 million right now, but told you if you take it, one random person on earth has to die, would you accept the money? I'll tell y'all my answer. Would I accept it? I'm just playing. Look how beautiful that thing is. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. That sexy thing. Woo-wee. Oh, man. That's just beautiful. Oh, man. This is how I eat the booty. The parties he threw were insane. Look at his own mansion he destroyed. Honestly, looking at that bathroom, that's how bad I destroy my bathroom every time I use it. I'm gonna leave this recipe in the caption for y'all. So he lost all his money and had to reapply to be a garbage man once again. This is why you should always be kind to people. John Thuo was a poor kid in Kenya. To make money, they would go up to cars and beg. But one day, John went up to the car and noticed the lady had tubes and tanks attached to her. The driver was Gladys Kamande, and she needed these tanks because she had trouble breathing with her lungs. She had to travel with them everywhere. John began to cry because he didn't like that the lady was suffering, even offering to give her all the money he had that day to help her with anything she needed. People around heard John crying and came to comfort him. And that's when a picture of him crying in the story made it to Facebook. It went viral. People from all over the world started to donate to help the lady. They raised $80K, and Gladys got a trip to India where she got better treatment. Not only did her life change, but John's did too, because the lady who saw the story on Facebook decided to adopt John. He now has a loving mom, family, and goes to school. She tried to break up with him, but it didn't end so well. Kayla Hayes was 17 when she got her first boyfriend, 21-year-old Seth Fleury. After a while, Seth started becoming very controlling. Every time she would try to end things, he would bombard her with letters begging her to forgive him. After 11 months of dating, Kayla finally cut it off for good. But her mistake was taking Seth's offer to meet one last time to return some personal item. While Kayla was sitting in the car, Seth leaned in for one last goodbye kiss and viciously bit her lip off, saying that he wanted to make her look ugly. Seth received 12 years in prison, and Kayla is now happy with a new man who loves her scars. This is the universal sign if you're being abused. Please share and follow because my next story is crazy. Have you ever wondered why women live longer than men? Is it health? Is it genes? Studies show that men drink more, smoke more, and consume more illegal substances than women. They also show that men are more likely to do risky and dangerous stunts. And out of a whopping 318 Darwin Awards, 88% were men. Meaning, fellas, we're idiots. Facts you didn't know about Christmas. Christmas used to be illegal. Christmas is not Christ's birthday. 2 weeks before Christmas is the most popular time people break up. I'm single, so I don't have these problems. In the movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey was tired of sitting 3 hours in a chair for makeup. He almost quit until the producer hired a CIA expert, who then taught Jim Carrey how to endure torture. Don't drink soda on Christmas. Soda's been linked to obesity, kidney damage, and cancer, and it causes your teeth to fall out. So instead, drink Chi Forest. They have flavors like lychee, grape, and white peach. It has 0 sugar and 0 calories, and it tastes just like soda, without all the unhealthiness. Available everywhere in Woolworth and most Costco stores in AU. It can be found in the Asian food aisle. Story will really upset you. This man left his wife after accidentally setting her on fire. Courtney Walden and Mitch were married for 2 months. Starting their new life together, one day they were sitting by a campfire. The fire seemed to have been getting low, so Mitch decided to get some gasoline and throw it on the fire. But Mitch threw way too much, setting his own wife on fire. Mitch quickly called the cops and Courtney was rushed to the hospital. She had severe burns all over her face and body. She spent 50 days in the hospital and underwent 20 surgeries. But 2 weeks after getting out of the hospital, Mitch said he couldn't take it anymore and left her, leaving her with her daughter and $2 million in medical bills. Courtney said she's upset because he never even apologized, and this is what Mitch had to say.
I don't know exactly what I would be apologizing for because it was an accident.
Courtney's neighbors pitched in to build her a house, and she is now happily living with her daughter. But it's sad to see the people you love abandon you at your worst, when they're the ones who caused that worst. Like this video and follow my page because this next story is gonna shock you. He pushed his wife off a cliff. 41-year-old Hakan Aysel and 32-year-old Simmer Aysel were happily married. Hakan decided he wanted to take his wife to a lookout on a beautiful popular spot called Butterfly Valley in southern Turkey. A tourist had captured this video of the two. Once getting to the edge of the cliff, Hakan and his wife took pictures. They were smiling and seemed like they were having a good time. He then lured her to the edge and out of nowhere pushed her. She fell 1,000 feet and lost her life. Hakan told police that she accidentally had slipped, but further investigation showed that Hakan had become the sole beneficiary to his wife's life insurance, and right after her death he had quickly claimed the money of $25,000. Not only is it sad that he took her life for money, it's sad because she was 7 months pregnant with his baby. This dog risked its life for its owner. Sky was homeless and in bad health for most of her life. That's when Franz Vanderpool adopted her and said she was the most amazing dog the family had ever had. Franz loved spearfishing and would take Sky with him from time to time. She loved the sea. However, one day while spearfishing, 2 sharks surrounded Franz and started circling him. There was no escape. Sky, seeing this, jumped into the water, taking the shark's attention away from Franz, giving him enough time to get on the boat safely. She gave up her life to save her owners. Andrew Tate has just been arrested in Romania for a human trafficking investigation.
Wait. Oh my fucking god! Open your mouth. Open your mouth.
You won't believe what this evil mother did. 29-year-old Jalissa Thaler had a history of mental illness and drug abuse. She had a son named Eli Hart. The cops have visited her home 21 times in the last 10 months for crimes she committed that included stealing from a pharmacy and bizarre behavior. The father had filed for full custody to the state, but ultimately she won the custody of her son. 10 days after winning, she took him shopping, then to get pizza, and then 6 times in the back of her car. The reason why? She wanted his life insurance money. She was found with pieces of brain in her hair. The father is now suing the state, telling reporters that his son was everything to him. Madonna is being accused of child trafficking in Africa. The Ethiopian World Federation is accusing her of adopting African children and using them for trafficking, sexual exploitation, and social experiments in Malawi. Raising Malawi is Madonna's non-profit charity that she organized in 2006 that was said to help with extreme poverty amongst the local orphans and give them health and education. However, the EFW is claiming she only opened up this organization to host social experiments on vulnerable African children, referring to a book Madonna wrote called SEX in 1992 on one page where she explains in great detail of her making love to a teenage boy who is a virgin. EFW claims that Madonna's interest in religious imagery, bestiality, and vulgar lovemaking is what prompted her to open up this orphanage in Malawi. Maybe you shouldn't be looking up to these influencers. Popular influencer Gracie Piscopo's husband of 8 years, Andre, was recently charged and arrested for the alleged murder of his own mother. The body of his mother was found in her multi-million-dollar home in Perth, Australia, on May of 2020. He was caught allegedly forging life insurance documents. Police don't believe Gracie had any involvement. She has wiped her social media clean of him. He's also been charged with 5 counts of fraud. He's pleaded not guilty to the murder, but will face court later next year. Like and follow for more updates on this story. This is why you should be careful when looking for a sugar daddy. In 2019, Mackenzie Lewick was on a sugar daddy website called Seeking Arrangements that a lot of girls used on campus. She then arrived at her home airport around 2 a.m. and texted her mom, "Landed, love you mama." Instead of going home, she went to go meet Ayula Ajavi at a park, a man she met on Seeking Arrangements. But little did she know, this man was a monster. He then took her back to his home where he strangled her with a belt and buried her in the backyard. Police then saw that he was the last person who texted her. His location and hers were last seen together, so they went to his home to investigate. After they left, Ayula then tried hiding her body in a wooded area, but later admitted to it, saying that the reason he did it was because he wanted to know how it felt to unalive someone. He was sentenced to life in prison. This woman made love to 919 men in one day. This is Lisa Sparks, and she holds the world record for the most eggplants in her in 24 hours. She was competing against Candy Apple, who had the previous record of 724 men. But the crazy part is, Lisa beat that record in just 12 hours. That's about 45 seconds for each man. No one has since been able to break her record. Like and follow because my next story will blow your mind. Scary things hidden in Disney movies. Stay to the end to hear a secret. In Tangled, Slender Man is seen on the left. In the movie WALL-E, you can see Rex from Toy Story. And as you can see, he has been separated from the rest of the group and is now all alone. Also, did you ever want to watch movies and TV shows for free? All you have to do is go to the App Store and search and download Marikia. And that's all you gotta do to watch movies and TV shows for free. People are mad at this mom for this.
So Arabella decided to f with my whip shots last night and my up. So now we let her open her gifts and let's see what Santa brought her. Santa ain't bring you shit. Aww. Aww. Cause you been bad. So you're not gonna get shit. Let's see what the next one is. Since you wanna be bad, let's see what Santa brought bad kids. Let's see how Santa treat bad kids.
But let me know what you think. This woman had won $43 million on a slot machine, but the casino only wanted to give her a steak dinner instead. Katrina Bookman was playing the slot machines in New York. She had hit the jackpot and won $43 million. She got so excited, but the casino offered her a steak dinner instead, saying that there was a glitch and that she actually had only won $2.25. They then said the complimentary steak dinner is a gesture of goodwill. What would you do in this situation? Friends say she passed away from alcohol poisoning, but this just doesn't add up to me. Shanquilla Robinson and her friends went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays, but only 24 hours after arriving, their friends called Robinson's mom frantically saying that she passed away from alcohol poisoning and that they couldn't find a pulse on her. But further autopsy from the Mexican FBI found that Robinson had a broken neck and her spine was cracked. Her friends all came home and privated their accounts. Now, I won't show it, but this is what's driving me crazy. Now, supposedly there's a video of Shanquilla in one of the Airbnb rooms naked while getting hit on multiple times by one of the friends, but not fighting her back. And the person behind the camera asking, "Why aren't you fighting back?" She simply replies that she doesn't want to.
Quilla, can you at least fight back? At least something? At least fight back, something?
Get up, bro. Get up.
She had a heart of gold. She didn't mistreat nobody.
This whole situation angers me. Now I'll pass the question on to you. What do you guys think happened to Shanquilla? Like and follow for more updates on this story.
Purposes of, town hall, let's just get into, let's just get in via like,
It turns out Greta might have gotten Andrew arrested. That's because when he responded to Greta and had that Jerry's Pizza box in his video, that's all authorities needed to know he was in Romania, and they knew exactly where he was. This influencer said kids with cancer are meant to die. Legendary Leah was streaming and drinking when she started to rant and say this about kids with cancer.
Donate to St. Jude because kids have cancer, but obviously I think people should know by now. I'm gonna be honest because I was a bio major and you should listen to me, but children that have cancer are going to die and they're meant to die. I'm sorry. Children under the age of 10 get cancer is because they have something genetically wrong with them. And that just means something really, really, really awful happened during the genetic sequencing of their bodies.
Hair horror stories. Sierra Champraz was looking to change her hairstyle and, get a sew-in. She found someone who would do it for the cheap. $8 cheap. Don't go for the cheap. When getting it done, she noticed that her hair was being threaded way too tight. But she didn't say anything because she thought it was normal. So she just let it go. After a couple days, her hair started to fall out. She contacted the lady who did her hair and they were like, oh, you left your sew-in too long. Come on now. Her hair was being way too damaged, so she had to cut it off. And then she noticed she had really bad scars. It turns out from all the tightness, her hair was trying to grow out of one pore. Luckily, her hair is grown back now. Like this video if you want a part 2 of hair horror stories. Disgusting facts you wish you never knew. Scientists found that 72% of shopping carts have poop on their handles. Taco Bell's taco beef is only 36% beef. So what's the remaining percent? Bacteria found in poop can pass through 10 layers of toilet paper. So yeah, wash your hands.
Now all of a sudden it's a problem if you meet a man yesterday and the next day he's not offering to pay your rent. That man don't fucking know you. It's crazy though. It is crazy to me.
Flint. And if they say that you're the only girl they're talking to, that you're the only girl he calls baby cake, sweetie, honey.
I am very grateful that I've never been through these situations. But I feel like that's because I will only feel that a man cares about me and loves me until he's paying my rent. If you guys hear her in this video, if he says,
this is why you should be careful what your kids are watching on Disney+. Parents are upset because on the Disney series The Santa Clauses, on season 1, episode 3 at 25:29, the elves get told to spell "We love Santa," but one of them accidentally misspells Santa, looks down at their mistake, screams, and then fixes it. Some parents think this is just an attempt at dark humor, while other parents are saying it's subliminal and child programming. But what do you think? Like and follow, because my next story is crazy. Disturbing facts you wish you never knew. Grocery stores sometimes mix food coloring in the near expiration date meat to make it look fresh. Chocolate bars have an average of 8 insect legs in each one. Scientists are working on biotechnology that can make prisoners feel like they're serving 1,000-year sentences in a matter of 8 hours. Trigger warning, this case is horrible. China Arnold had a 28-day-old baby named Paris with a man named Terrell Talley in 2005. On the 28th day, she had a huge argument with her man Terrell over the paternity of Paris. That's when Terrell had enough and stormed off to cool down. China, being highly intoxicated, looked at the 20-day-old, looked at her microwave, and did the unthinkable. For 2 minutes, Paris cooked, her insides reaching 108 degrees. China then went to Tyrell, and to his face said, if you hadn't cheated, she would still be alive. After many trials, she now serves a life sentence.